Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new. This is a day in the life Hospitalist Edition. For those of you who don't know, I am a hospitalist and I practice in the hospital setting, of course, where I evaluate, diagnose, and treat medical conditions of patients who are hospitalized. My day usually starts about the same. I get in anywhere between 7 and 8 o'clock. I say hi to some early bird buddies of mine, and I start pre-rounding. And pre-rounding is basically where I review all the data from the evening before, the morning of, notes, vital signs, any images, consultant notes, those kinds of things. And once I'm done with my pre-rounding, I head upstairs to the floors and I start seeing my patients one by one. Once I'm on the floor, I see everybody and I meet with the nurses, the case managers, I talk to the physical therapists and whomever else is involved. For some patients, I have to wear personal protective equipment to prevent the spread of communicable diseases like influenza, COVID, MRSA, C. diff, and things of that nature. And once I'm done with seeing all of my patients, I head downstairs for lunch. And normally this is at about 1:30. I'm usually kind of one of the last people to have lunch. For the most part, I generally dine alone, but occasionally I am lucky enough to be joined by some friends, and we just talk about everything under the sun and enjoy some downtime before we get back to work. And after lunch, I sit at a workstation and document. I write all my notes, I put in some orders, I call nurses, sometimes I talk to family members, sometimes I go back upstairs and have meetings with families, I call consultants, those kinds of things. And unless I am covering the ER, generally speaking, I head home at about 5:30 or so. The goal is to get home at a decent hour so I can enjoy the rest of my evening. Hey guys, so it's the end of the day, and as you guys can tell, it is raining outside. It's, kind of a regular day. I rounded on my patients, went to my meetings, called some family members. I wanted to talk to you guys about a patient of mine who left against medical advice today. She was diabetic who didn't know, she'd never been diagnosed, but apparently a friend of hers had checked her blood sugar and saw that it was in the 500s. And she was taking her friend's blood sugar meds for the last month or so. We had her on high dose insulin. She was having chest pain when she came in, so we did a whole cardiac workup. And apparently one of the nurses caught her smoking in the bathroom. We told her she could not smoke. Mind you, this is shortly after I had a long conversation with her about quitting smoking. Right? You can do what you can to make sure that patients are getting treated adequately and getting the medical care, but there's only so much you can do, right? Patient responsibility, I think, is probably the most important aspect of medical care, because I can prescribe you anything I want, but if you're not taking it, then it won't work. It won't do anything. If you're not dieting, if you're not exercising, following up appropriately, there's only so much we can do. Unfortunately, we do see a lot of this. We do see a lot of patients who are resistant to medical care. Hopefully she decides to come back to the hospital or at least go see a primary care provider. So that's something to consider if you go into medicine. There are going to be days like this where patients who really should not be leaving the hospital decide that they don't want to be there and they don't want your care, even if it's potentially life-threatening if they leave. So you guys, hopefully you guys are enjoying the vlog. If you are, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. If you have any questions about my day-to-day, what it's like to be a hospitalist, anything that you may not have seen in this video, I am more than happy to share. I don't know who's watching, so obviously some of you guys are just interested because you want to know what I do on a regular basis, and some of you guys are probably pre-med or in medical school. So leave a comment down below, let me know who you are, and if you have any questions, I'd love to connect with you guys. All right, and now for my favorite time of the day, going home. As much as I love what I do, I enjoy my family much more. This is my dog Corbin. He waits patiently for me to come home in the evening because he knows that when I come home, it's usually time for us to go on our evening walks. And during our walks, I try to be kind of in a meditative state and enjoy the scenery. You can hear the birds chirping in the background. I just love being outside. And as you guys know, walking is a healthy way to maintain physical activity. It's good for your cardiovascular health, your mental health, all of the above. So I try to do at least 30 minutes of walking every day with him. And on this particular night, my husband was out of town, so I called my friend Nancy up and we went to a Chinese hot pot buffet and enjoyed some drinks and catching up. Thanks for watching. I really enjoyed making this and I hope you enjoyed watching, and if you did, hit the like button, comment, share, subscribe for more. Until next time.